In this video, I'm gonna show you how to create this crow manipulation using Photoshop. So let's get started. Hey, what's up guys, Dhruval here, and as you can see, this is the final output. Now before we start the tutorial, I would like to say that it was requested by a subscriber. He sent me this image and he wanted live action version of it. So instead of completely ripping it off, I tried to create something similar to it, and also a lot of elements that work in this 2D anime image that didn't look really good in live version. So thank you for suggesting this image. I had awesome time working on it. Another thing, it is not a beginner's tutorial, it's a full-length manipulation, so I will only explain the effects and not the basic tools. So first thing, I'm gonna go to File and open the image. So select the background image, I'm gonna go and open it. And first of all, let's crop it to give it proper wallpaper resolution. So in the crop, it's standard 1920 by 1080. Hit enter and then go and confirm it. After that, it's ridiculously bright. So to control that, I'm gonna go to adjustment layers, select brightness and contrast and reduce the brightness. I'm gonna keep it -124. So it's a lot. After that, go and close it. Then create another adjustment layer and this time select hue saturation, and this one I'm gonna go to my lightness and make it -29 just to make it even more darker. Then go and close it. So now we can add the sky, and first of all, let's select the move tool so border goes away. Okay, so let's add the sky. I'm gonna go to File and go to Place. Select the sky, this one, place it. And I need to squeeze it in perspective. So for that, I need to make it bigger. Let me explain. I'm gonna go and make it really big. Hold my shift key while doing it. Okay, so I'm gonna make it pretty big like this. Then right click and select, where is it, the perspective, and then go and squeeze it inside a little bit more. Then go and confirm it. Now press Ctrl T one more time and make it big enough so we don't have any corners here. So I'm gonna go and make it a little bit big, then go and confirm it. Now I'm gonna mask out rest of the image. So for that, go and apply a layer mask, and I'm gonna reduce the opacity so we can see how much we need to erase. Then select your brush tool and never forget that opacity is 100%, the black color, and right click, make sure hardness is 0%. Then I'm gonna go and start removing it. Looking good. Let's go and make the opacity 100%. Okay, it's fine, not that great, but we can do it. Now even after all of this adjustment, as you can see, a lot of things are way too bright. So to cover that, I'm gonna go and create new blank layer and rename it painting. And after that, make sure you have selected your brush tool with black color, but in the opacity, go and make it minimum, something like 20%, and then make your brush pretty big and start painting on the area which you think are way too bright. So I'm gonna go and start covering them up. Okay, so now if I turn it on and off, as you can see, the mood looks much better. Now let's also add a little bit more atmosphere. So for that, I'm gonna go and create new blank layer, and in the colors here, make sure you have black and white. If not, you can press D key for the default colors. Then I'm gonna go to filter, render, and select clouds. After that, get your eraser tool, right click and make sure that the hardness is 0%, and make the eraser pretty damn big like this, and then start erasing, but make sure opacity is 100%. Okay, now let's go and erase it. After that, let's go and make the opacity 50% so it blends a little bit better. And after that, press Ctrl T, hold your Alt key and make it big, something like this, not too much, just a little bit so it fits properly. Then go and confirm it. After that, go and reduce the opacity of your eraser to somewhere like 30%, and then go and start erasing it again. So we have a very minimum amount of smoke that blends in properly. So let's turn it on and off. Okay, it's still too much. Let's go and paint again. Okay, I think this looks fine. Background is done. Now we can finally add the model. So for that, go to File, Place, select the model, go and place it. It's super easy image. First of all, let's confirm it. We need to remove the background. So select your quick selection tool, right click quick selection and make the selection. And as you can see, it's done. Like, it's that easy image. I'm gonna go and zoom in and paint the fingers properly. Selection is done. Now let's go and apply a layer mask from here. And first thing I would like to do is get rid of this white border. So for that, right click on your layer mask and select refine mask. and then go and shift edge in minus so the edge will go away. Then also add a little bit more contrast and then smooth it out, and also a little bit of feather so we have soft smooth edge. Oops. Okay, so let's go and add a little bit more contrast and shift edge more. I'm gonna go and hit OK. So that is done. After that, again right click and select refine mask, and first thing I would like to do, and the only thing, is paint on the edge of the hair a little bit so they don't look like solid cutout and blend in a little better. Looks good, then go and hit OK. Now I'm gonna press Ctrl T, hold my shift key and make him pretty small so it fits properly in composition. Now we're gonna do some adjustment on the model so he matches better with background. So for that, go to your adjustment layer and select hue saturation and make sure that you create it in a clipping mask so it only affects the model. Okay, after that I'm gonna go to my saturation and make it somewhere around like -23. I don't know, for some reason I cannot directly type number here, whatever. I'm just gonna slide it my way. Make both somewhere around like -23, -24. So I think -24 looks good. Then go and close it. Then go and create another adjustment layer and this time select selective colors and also make this one a clipping mask. Then directly go and select your neutrals, and in the neutrals first of all go to cyan and make it +10, and then go to your blacks and make it +13, and then go to your blacks here in the colors, and in the black go and make it -3. Good, then go and close it. Now let's go and add some lighting effect on the background. So for that I'm gonna go and create a new blank layer and name it lighting effect, actually BG lighting effect. Okay, and it's gonna go behind the model here because it's gonna be behind him. So select your brush tool and in the color select some really nice bright red color. That looks good. Then I'm gonna go and make my brush pretty big and also make sure opacity here is 100%. Then simply go and do a click and then change the blending mode of this to screen, and I'm gonna go and press Ctrl T and adjust it a little bit. Looks fine, confirm it, and I'm gonna make another copy of it, so press Ctrl J just to give it more intensity. Looking good. Now we can finally add the shapes. So here is the shape. I created it using pen tool. I simply just traced over the original 2D picture. So you can create it with pen tool, and if you want, the download link is in description, you lazy ass. Okay, so I'm just gonna press Ctrl A, Ctrl C, copy it, go back here and press Ctrl V. And you cannot see it at the moment because it's behind the model. Let me select the move tool and here it is. And after that I'm gonna go and press Ctrl T, hold my shift key and make it pretty big. I think that's big enough. Then go and confirm it. Now we need to make another copy of it, so press Ctrl J, make sure you have selected move tool so you can move it around, move it here, press Ctrl T and rotate it in a way. So your target is to make it look like it's a circle. We're gonna add third copy as well, so keep that in mind. Okay, so these two are looking okay, and the third one, it will go on top of the model because I need to cover up for this area since we don't have any details. So I'm gonna press Ctrl J and put this shape on top of the model here, and then again press Ctrl T, rotate it, and this will go here on the leg like this. Okay, I think this is acceptable and I cannot spend whole day on it. And after this is done, we need to apply lighting effect on the shapes. So for that, select one of the shape, right click and select blending options. And I'm gonna apply outer glow and increase the size a little bit. But in the glow, obviously, I'm gonna go here in my color and change it to red. So it looks really nice and bright. Go ahead and select it. I'm gonna increase it a little bit more. Looks good. Go and hit OK. After that, right click here and select copy layer style, and then select second shape, right click and select paste layer style, so it also has glow. And then select the third shape here, right click and select paste layer style. Looking pretty good. Now since we have three really bright red circles here, I need to add some lighting effect on the model as well. So for that, go and create a new blank layer and name it model lighting effect. and this will go under the shape. And after that, right click on your layer and select create clipping mask. And since we already have this two layer on clipping mask, the adjustment we did on the model, as you can see here, so it will follow it, and whatever I paint here, let me select the brush tool, and whatever now I paint, it will stay on the model. Pretty cool. Okay, so I'm gonna go zoom in, make my brush pretty small, right click, make sure hardness is 0%, and then go and simply paint on the edge like this. Okay, that's done, and now to blend it properly, I'm just gonna go and make the opacity somewhere around like 40%. So now we have really subtle lighting effect on the model. After that, I'm gonna go and create another blank layer, right click and make sure that it is created clipping mask, so it will only stay on model. And then I'm gonna go and paint it on my model just like this using the same color. Okay, looking good. And then go and change this layer's blending mode to overlay, and in the opacity go and make it somewhere like 20 or 30%. Let's try 30%. Okay, looks good. And after that, select your eraser tool, and in the eraser make sure you have like 20-30%. Let's make it 20%, and then go and erase it from the face so it doesn't look really red. Okay, now it's looking fine. And since we also have this shape really close to the road, we need to add a little bit lighting effect here. So I'm gonna go and create a new blank layer and name it lighting effect on road. Okay, so select the brush, and everywhere, as you can see, I'm using the same red color, so it blends properly in entire effect. So I'm gonna go and simply paint here like this. And after that, in the blending mode, go and change it to pin light, and then start reducing the opacity. Make it 0 first and then start increasing until it blends properly. So 20% looks nice. Select your move tool and adjust it properly, and then I'm gonna press Ctrl T and adjust it. Okay, now we can finally add in the crows, and for that I'm gonna go to file, and instead of placing, I'm gonna go and open and select the crow image and open it in a different document. Now you can use any of this, feel free to experiment, but I'm gonna use only this one. So select your rectangular marquee tool from here and make selection of this bottom corner, a little bit something like this. Then press Ctrl C to copy the crows. Then go back to this document and press Ctrl V. So you have the crows. Now I'm gonna go and press Ctrl T and make them pretty big, something like this. Okay, looking good. Now I'm gonna go and rotate them a little bit so it doesn't look like a square piece. Now one big problem is that they look like they are standing still there. We need to make it look like they're moving. So for that, I'm gonna use motion blur. But before that, I'm gonna right click on my crow layer and select convert to smart object. After that, go to your filter, blur, and select motion blur. And in the motion blur, my angle is -47, and in the distance it's 40, but let's try increasing it a little bit. So let's go and try 50. Looks good, then go and hit OK. So as you can see, now if I turn it on and off, it looks like they are flying. And since we turned it into a smart object, you can double click on your motion blur here, and then you can change it anytime you want. So that's pretty cool. After that, I'm gonna make copy of it, so press Ctrl J, and after that select your move tool and move them somewhere around here. But this time I'm gonna press Ctrl T, hit OK, and then go and rotate it in different directions so it doesn't look like we used the same image. Okay, and I need to remove some of the crows in front of model. So for that, I'm gonna go and apply a layer mask, select my brush tool, and in the opacity make sure it's 100%, and we have black color, and then I'm gonna go and remove it. Looking good, and now we can add some feathers. So for that, go and create a new blank layer and name it feathers. And after that, select your brush tool, and in this brush, go and select the feather brush that you downloaded. You can use anyone. I'm gonna select this one. And after that, make it pretty small like this, and then go and click on this little box here, so it will allow you to adjust things. So first thing, I'm gonna go to my brush tip shape and increase the spacing a lot, somewhere around like this, and then go and turn on the shape dynamics. And here my size jitter is 100%, minimum diameter 0, and angle jitter at full 100%. And here roundness jitter is 0%. Then turn on the scattering, and in the scattering, go and turn on both axes, and then go and close it. Now I'm gonna go and make my brush tiny bit bigger like this, and in the color, go and make sure you have black color, then hit OK. Now start painting in between the cross like this. And after that, I made a little mistake. As you can see the shape layer, this should be under all the crows and feathers. So I'm gonna go and take it all the way around here like this. So it is under all the crows and feathers. And now as you can see, we have a lot of them in the middle here. So we need to erase some of them. So just like we did here, I'm gonna go and apply a layer mask on the second crow layer. And in the brush, go and select a really nice soft round brush, and then go and remove the crow like this, and also from here. Okay, and I'm also gonna remove a lot of feathers. So in the feathers, go and apply a layer mask, and then go and remove some of them from here. Okay, looking good, and now we can finally do some color correction. So for that, go and create new adjustment layer and select a selective colors. And first of all, select the reds. And in the reds, first of all, go to cyan and make it -43. And then go to your blacks and go and make it +13. So we have this really nice red color. So we have this really nice color effect in this shapes. And after that, go here and select your cyan and go and make this +100. And in the yellow, go and make it 20. And in the black, go and make it 31. Then go and select your blues. Here in the cyan, go and make it 92. And in the magenta, make it all the way 100%. And in the yellow, go and remove some of it, so -14. And in the black, make it -17. And after that, go to your blacks. And in the blacks, go and make it -4. Then go and close it. So now if I turn it on and off, as you can see, it changes the entire image. And how did I get these exact numbers? Well, I just played around with sliders until I got the exact output that I needed. Okay, so after that, go and create another adjustment layer and select brightness and contrast and make it bright. Let's make somewhere around 30%. Then go and close it. And after that, I'm gonna remove it from the edges. So we already have a layer mask and change the color to black. And then I'm gonna go and erase it from the edges like this. So the effect only stays around the model and shapes. Looking good. And after that, go and create final adjustment layer and select curves. And in the curves, go and select your blue channel and add a little bit of blue and then add a little bit of yellow. That's looking good. Now go and close it. Now if I zoom in, as you can see, the red color we added around the model for highlight effect, activate this one. And it's really strong, especially after adding this adjustment layer. So I'm gonna go and make it somewhere around like 20%. Okay, now it blends a lot better. So that's it, and the final effect is ready. It's slightly complicated, I'm not gonna lie about it, and you might have a little bit hard time following it, but I know you can do it. So I really hope that you learned something from this video, and if you did, hit that like button, and if you have any kind of questions or suggestions, feel free to ask me in comment section below. And if you are new here and wanna check out more stuff, you can click on any of these boxes, or you can also subscribe to my channel. So every time I upload a new video, you will get the updates. Plus clicking on that subscribe button will take you to my YouTube channel, where I have tons of Photoshop tutorials waiting for you. So till then, goodbye, take care, and have some fun with Photoshop.